Hi, I'm Francesca Schuler, part of the California Fitness Alliance, and welcome to another edition of the Faces of California Fitness. This campaign is all about sharing the amazing stories of the people who really make the industry happen, why they got into it, and the impact they have on the health of our communities. I'm really excited to be sitting here today with Gina and Bernard Baski, who are the owners of TriFitLA. Their story is really inspiring and looking forward to having them share it with all of you. Well, welcome you guys. It's so great to have you. Gina, you and I are been part of the California Fitness Alliance and have shared a lot of the ups and downs of the past few months. But before we get into that, I'd love to hear your story.
I met my husband in my late 20s and we both had other careers, and I had a job opportunity in my prior career and I knew it just wasn't what I wanted to do with my life. I was always my best self when I was my fittest and when I was competing in sport. Bernard played hockey in the American League, so we both kind of said, this is what we want to do. We want to help other people live their best life like we've lived our best lives, and we both we had careers that worked out, but it wasn't what we were passionate about. And I love what sport did for my life and the discipline that it gave me, and now competing in endurance races like triathlon, and we've both done the Ironman. You finish things like that, and I think, if I can do that the way I did that, I can do anything in the world, and I can help other people feel like this as well. So
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Gina, obviously. I think it took the two of us to get here, and we were training people, and then we realized, we need a hub, we need something bigger. So we decided, let's build a brand, TriFit.
And we wanted really something that wasn't about us. We wanted a brand that was reflective of our community and included our community. I was going one place to swim and one place to do spin class and another yoga studio, and I was like, why in LA isn't there one place that really has studio type of classes and a swimming program and that services athletes,
care about people.
Well, so how many years has it been since TriFit's
This is our 17th
year. That's amazing. One of the things that struck me about how you guys operate and participate in the community is it's so outward in focus. You are truly part of the fabric of Santa Monica, and I'd love to hear how you guys have done that and why it matters.
For us, having done Ironman several times, and just the feeling and the reward of all that training, and I think we just wanted everybody to kind of get a sense and experience some of that, what it feels like to finish a 5K or a 10K, or eventually maybe even do an Ironman. But I think we were really driven by that, such an excitement in competing. And I wanted people to feel that also.
Yeah, early on we had someone interested in investing and kind of scaling TriFit, and he says, you're doing this all wrong. You're telling people to work out outside. This will never work. And I said, well, yeah, we want TriFit to give them the tools they need to live a better life outside and to hike and explore. When they travel, they can run, and people will leave TriFit one day, but when they leave, they'll have the tools they need to live a better life and to explore the world in a different way and to see different things. It was really not just about the gym itself, but the people that come to the gym. So one of our friends that's also in the endurance world, he saw one of them running on the beach with a mask, and he asked them questions and started talking about triathlon. And these are an amazing group of people that have worked for their sobriety and now are finding through sport that, that one of them just said, this was the person I was always meant to be, this person right now. And they just did this Alcatraz triathlon, and I have goosebumps because that feeling of accomplishment. And when they do something really hard that requires so much discipline and so much dedication, they then feel that they can go do other things in the world.
We feed off that. I think when we have people come up to us and say, thank God you guys are here, it makes you feel great, good sense of accomplishment. Again, that's why we're still here, and we're still fighting.
A lot of people think about fitness as just about losing weight. It's really about inner confidence. What are some of the biggest misconceptions you get from even your friends who are like, you guys have a gym? And how do you help them understand kind of what we're all about and what you're all about?
I mean, I hate to say this, but the first thing people think is that we're stupid. I'm a business person. He's a business person. We're entrepreneurs. We have a family. We care about our community. We work really hard. We've never relied on the government for anything. We're autonomous, and most of our managers have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 year long careers here at TriFit. And then from there, I'm like, I'm proud if you found something that this was your springboard to something else.
This has been extraordinarily challenging last 18 months for all businesses, but just some of the real hardships you wish people would understand and what would help our industry.
We keep going, and we have no plan to stop.
Yeah, I think, when our legislators say, we're tired of this, you're all back to work, you're all open indoors. The difference between us and other businesses is it took us 17 years to build our book of business. So if you look at our membership in 2005 and today, we've averaged about 75 additional members a year consistently for the last 17 years. We are back to the numbers we were at 2005. So while restaurants and live venues, all of these people are coming back, our business is gone. It's gone. We have to start over. And it's been really particularly hard for people to understand the gravity of our loss and what it will take to get back. Even during COVID, there was a member's wife that reached out and she said, is in a bad place with cancer and chemo, and she kind of begged us to use the pool. And it was one of the hardest no's I've ever had to say. I said, I can't, even though there's no risk because there's no one down there. I can't break the city, county, state ordinance right now and let him in here. So, it has been really tough to hear people reach out and say, I feel like I'm in prison, I'm working from home, my kids are, I need a place to go. And really that was the impetus for getting that outdoor gym opened, is that people needed a place to go. Sanjay Gupta had a great quote. He said, exercising, socializing, and making meaningful connections together is called the brain trifecta. It measurably detoxifies the brain. And where is the place that you do those three things? It is in your community gym. We had a member not too long ago, had been here prior to us, so he had been here maybe 25 years. He passed in his 80s. He was a squash player, and we went to the funeral, and his grandchildren spoke, and they said, my grandpa's favorite place was playing squash every day. So to know that we were like the biggest and most important part of his life.
And that's why, look, we're not corporate, we're family, and so it means a lot to us.
How have you been able to navigate as a family who owns a business? And I'm sure your boys have seen just extraordinary resilience and leadership from you, but what's one thing you hope they take away from this experience?
Well, I hope they see the resilience. I don't know, I'm hoping.
It's a tough balance. We don't want them to really understand the economic gravity of what's happened to our family. And, I'm trying to be there for them, but, I just thought about that this morning. It's hard. They've been out of school for a year and a half, and last night my son is like, I need you now. I need you now. I'm so overwhelmed. So like every other family, we are going through a lot. We have a lot to juggle. We want to prioritize our family, but we also have to make sure that there's food on the table, right?
Right.
So onward, always onward.
Share a little bit your perspective on the importance of advocacy and community, which I think we probably all didn't realize pre all of this, that we're better together than apart.
I've always believed that a rising tide sails all ships. So when we all do better, we all do better. So I have had the opportunity now to speak to clubs probably in every state in the country, and owners and everyone. That the work of the California Fitness Alliance in particular has been so important because they gave fitness a voice. We gave fitness a voice. I think for the first time I felt a unified voice. I want everyone to realize how much we've sacrificed and how we've sacrificed. So I just did a run this morning and I ran into one of the LA Fitness Alliance yoga studios, and with the masks coming back, he says, I'm losing everybody again. So we have followed the rules. We have put public health first. We have put our member safety first. And I want to know when our legislators are going to acknowledge that with some relief for us, because we are rule followers.
We're in the health business.
We're in the health business, so we all have that in common. We are, as an industry, have really abided by and respected the rules. And it feels like there's this punitive action towards us now because of that. And there is a lot of collateral damage from that. So I just want our legislators to acknowledge what we've done and how it has affected us in a negative way. And we've been put in the middle of a political maelstrom. So at the beginning, I'm like, my voice doesn't matter. But I literally called and wrote endlessly and furtively, and I was not going to stop until someone answered. But now all of those, the recent Yahoo Finance was someone that connected me with Small Business Majority. So all of those different people that I was relentless. I said, you will hear my story and the story of my colleagues and the story of all of us in California that have suffered so much loss. And I want everyone to know that their voice matters. So when we send these things for them to please just do the one click, we're not doing it because we want to waste their time.
Right.
We're doing
matters.
it because their voice matters. And every single person's voice matters. And now I know that because all of this work that I did is coming to fruition finally.
You've been an amazing champion, and I think that hopefully more people will join us in this, because the more voices we have, the more impact we can have to just understand who we are. So I'm going to close with a fun speed round. Favorite workout?
Canyon bike ride, mountain bike ride.
Hockey.
What's your favorite music when you work out?
I would say somewhere between Machine Gun Kelly and Elton John, or probably everything in between.
Deep house.
Got it. What would be your favorite place to travel? I know you have ties to certain parts of the world from where you're from, both of
Greek
you.
Islands, fast, easy
Italy.
one.
Italy. Are there any books or any articles or people that you use as reference when you do try to say, okay, how can we do something differently or learn more?
I love the book Good to Great. Like, it's not about how many people you have on your bus, but who's on your bus.
You know, I go to music and
Great.
it just, I go to music and it makes me think about a lot of things.
And then last question, if you got to do a cross-country trip with anybody, who would you pick?
I think mine would be John F. Kennedy Jr. or Howard Stern.
Oh, I love that. That'd be a fun car ride. I may jump in that car.
I'm a little more shallow. I would go with some musician, maybe like Nick Jagger, because I love music.
Thank you both for, one, sharing your story, fighting the fight, as you both have said, your community. On behalf of all of them, thank you. On behalf of the future members you're going to help, thank you. And let's hope that we can keep this industry going and honestly bring more people into it for, as you said, so help people live their better lives. So it's been a pleasure and really appreciate you guys being part of this. Thank you.